Hi, I'm the Tale Weaver Omar, and DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Hi, I'm Zektown, and I am the DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Zek, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the drama-fueled, anime-inspired fantasy epic Descent into the Void, right?
Yes, but Omar, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the comedy-riddled, trope-smashing fantasy epic The Natural Ones.
I guess both of them are perfect shows for a tabletop podcasting network.
It's a good thing that people can find us at ataleofd20s.com then.
Yeah, you can also find us on Twitter at A Tale of D20s. That's at ATALEOFD20S, A Tale of D20s.
And you can find each show on Twitter at The Nat Ones Cast, at THENAT1SCAST, The Nat Ones Cast, or Descent Void at DESCENTVOID, Descent Void on Twitter.
So, if you want thrilling drama,
or a side-splitting comedy, A Tale of D20s has you covered.
Greetings, Dungeon Delvers, and welcome to yet another exciting chapter of A Tale of D20's Descent into the Void, where six friends join together to tell a story of mythic proportion.
Ah! Gather round, gather round. Let me tell you a tale of life and death, of joy and sorrow. A tale of D20s!
So let's remove the bookmark and continue our epic tale. So, Liberators. It is probably all this in the show and the talking took another hour, so at this point, it's about 12 in the afternoon. You have about 7 more hours until the gala. Is there anything you wish to do at this moment, right now?
Horatio would want to go to the Corporis Arcana.
Okay.
And Duran wants to get any kind of daggers he can or any weapons he can and try to prepare hiding them for smuggling in case they need to fight if something goes wrong during the gala.
Okay. Do you want to go out and purchase more daggers, or do you have daggers?
He's got a dagger. If there are any knives in the mansion, he might try to pocket them and secure them in places that might be hard to find.
Are you telling people this? Would you have told me this?
Yes, he definitely tells you.
I have 2 daggers that I'll give you. I'll say, I hope we do not need to use these, but they're best be served in your hand.
Hopefully, this will be the end of our fighting altogether. If King Terminus is as powerful as they say, then this should be the end of our journey here.
Hopefully. I will go into the portable hole and pull out mine and Duran's Galeem Elite clothing, and then summon the house to sort of make sure it's clean and looks good, and if there's anything wrong with it, to sort of mend it, and then also, as I said, ask them to purchase an accessory that would go with it. So I'll sort of do that for us for a few hours.
Okay.
And I'll tell Horatio, we weren't sure if you ordered something at the tailor or not, so we had the house go out and purchase something for you for tonight.
Perfect, thank you. I didn't order anything as he's walking out the door.
We are not put on the course, bye. We are on the course tab, bye. Okay, thanks, bye.
Did Horatio hear that? I assume no, because Horatio rushed out the door.
That has to be a no.
Yeah.
I also said it a little no, on purpose.
Oh, he left so fast.
Yeah, he had to rush back to the Corporis for some reason.
And it's at that moment, after he kind of left and rushed out of the walls, you see, Masters, I've arrived back with the items you wish to be procured. And the automaton appears once again.
So fast. So convenient. Thank you.
Well, I have access to all sanctioned Corporis shops throughout the entire Light District. It only takes me but a second to arrive there, and once given Master Horatio's name, I was able to retrieve special items left by Judean Sunfell for him. And then the automaton is carrying 2 boxes. One long box that looks to be the size of would be like a long spear or staff, and the other just a normal clothing box.
Okay, I'll say, okay, let's go unpack these things.
And he places it down onto the table. No charge due to Master Horatio's status in the Corporis Arcana.
Should we open these right now? Or do you have to go purchase our accessories? Mine and Duran's accessories.
Oh, they're all within the box here.
I'll open it first, please. Hold on. Duran kind of shoves King gently out of the way.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks for being so, helpful.
Not a problem, Masters.
It's got so many feathers in it.
Well, yeah, well, of course. I told you they're in the desert, so it has to be light and airy. Plus, I wanted us to stand out. I'm sure no one else at this gala will be wearing Gleam elite clothing.
Well, you'll definitely stand out in those.
Well, the Elite Gleam clothing you see is covered in beautiful feathers of all different, and it blends together to make one very nice looking outfit. Though there is cloth and other things to tie together. It has a roby look to it because being in the desert, that it protects them from the sand and other things. But for the most part, it's completely opposite look from the Viking realness that is mostly in Shivering, and then the normal medieval like look that's inside of Thelos.
Okay, well, I guess if that's all taken care of,
Other things I got in that package as well.
So there are 2 boxes. Are you opening up the larger spear-like box or the smaller box that looks like it will fit clothing and other objects inside?
He opens a larger spear-like box first and takes a peek in it.
Okay, as you slip it open and look inside, it is exactly the item that you had requested to be prepared for King, and it looks very beautiful. From the little bit that you can see as you peek inside, looks like it's made specifically to your specifications.
Oh, perfect, yes.
Can you see Duran looking out over at something? Oh, you see that.
let's take it out. Let's see.
And Duran turns around and he takes one knee and he presents the package to King.
What?
I do not know if they will let us bring our weapons into the gala, but I wanted something to show you how much I care for you, and I know your spear is important, and I wanted, and Cal had a sling, and I love you.
Oh, and then I'll take it, and I'll, before I open it, I'll lean forward since he said he's kneeling and kiss him, and then I'll open up the box and take a look at what it is.
And you open up the box, and Duran, can you describe once again how your spear, I'm drawing a blank on the word.
Holster?
Holster, thank you. Your spear holster looks.
Now, as I remember correctly, it has a kind of like, I can't remember what the decorative design of it all was, but I recall like it being like some kind of, the principle being like some kind of mesh that allows his spear to break apart and come back together, and it still be a cover and a sling and a holder for a spear for him, so he doesn't have to magic around everywhere. I don't remember what the specifics on the aesthetic were. I think we left that up to the manufacturers.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't want to pay any extra for all that, or you didn't want to wait the extra time since it would have been completed just before the gala. So yes, it is a mesh-like holster there, made that it can come apart and snap back together around the actual spear. Embroidered on it is just the symbol, which you see. There's gold etchings inside of the brown leather wrappings of the mesh and the other pieces that give it this nice looking shiny flourish. But one thing that's on it is that since you left it for him, there is an embroidery on the top, middle, and bottom of this. Basically, any part that comes apart has a little insignia which looks like multiple stars entwined together to give this weird multi-polygonal shaped design.
And I recall we also got matching ones for Duran as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. This is fantastic. This is for Caliburn, and I'll magic it over and grab it and sheath it properly to see how it fits.
Perfect fit.
feels secure and safe in here, and it looks so beautiful.
It is magic and enchanted that if Caliburn breaks into parts, or did some other thing that I didn't know about yet, it would still be able to retain the sheath and be able to be carried by you. I wanted you to know that while you use your spear to carry us, we will carry you. I will be there to carry you. Plus, I got a matching one for me. He says, pulling out the matching set he has.
Oh, is that what's under all of this tissue paper? And I'll pull out the other one. That's what this is? This is amazing, and it's so thoughtful.
I could not have done it without the help from Wizard Horatio, or from Cal for inspiring me with his sling.
I'm sorry I don't have anything in return for you. I was going to fight in your name in the Mage Wars, but I don't think
Fight
that
for
I
us tonight at the Gala when you speak with King Terminus.
that I can do. That I definitely can do. And I'll jump into his arms and give him a hug, and this is amazing, and I can't believe you thought to have this made for me.
All right, and after you embrace and collecting your items, and you look on, and when you took everything apart, there was still more paper, more things underneath it, and underneath it, what you see is a beautiful black and blue tuxedo with like the inside lapels are blue and the outsides are jet black, and it has the long tuxedo tail with matching pants and shoes that match with it as well. There is a vest that is blue, as well as a tie, and it's with Cal, and there's like a card with Cal's name on it. And then lastly, underneath that, as you move that to the side, is another is a robe, a very majestic robe, similar to that Judean Sunfell and Alara Sunfell have been wearing, with its corporous symbols etched inside of it, matching pants to go with it, and a headpiece with a little blue crystal placed inside of it, and it says Horatio Dularian Kane written on it.
Cal, you have to try this on. It looks great.
I guess so. Let me try it on.
I mean, I'm sure it fits perfectly, but I just want to see you in it. And I'll package it back up into the one box, and I'll hand it to you so you could take it to your room and go get dressed.
Perfect, I guess. Let me try this on.
I'll fold up the other clothing after taking it out and taking a look at it and say, please put these in Horatio's room.
Excellent. Will do, masters. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Not today. Thank you.
I can put this in Horatio's room. I'm going up there anyways.
Certainly. Whatever you wish.
Monaco, is your dress still at the tailor's?
Is it? I think we brought it.
No, you brought it, but you've already brought it back and placed it in your closet. And it just
You
you
already got it when you went to the time before, okay.
Mhm. Oh no, I have one here. It looks so good. Don't you remember? I'm so excited for this. I haven't been to one of these in so long, and I can't imagine how Thelos does their galas.
So excited. I'll quickly send a brain chat to Horatio, and I'll say, thanks for helping Duran get me the sheath. It's wonderful. I love it.
Oh, no problem. I hope you liked it.
It's amazing, and it's fantastic, and I can't wait for you to see the final look. Also, we put your clothes in your bedroom. Your Magus robes look phenomenal.
Magus robes.
Oh, yeah, it's official formal wear. You have to represent yourself.
All right, I'll check it out when I get home.
If you don't like them, you perhaps should swing by a tailor.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
As I put his packages onto the bed, do I notice anything? Like, does it look like two people slept in there last night?
Roll me an investigation check.
Nope. No, it doesn't.
So with a 3, no, just looks like someone got out of bed, and is just and Horatio's not really a messy person, and he has all his things collected together. So it doesn't look like really anyone was in here but him. Or you
And he had an early morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Wish
you
I
go ahead
could
and
get
place
advantage
on
on that check somehow. I really wish.
I wish it
Alright.
would have been like perception. Like, do I notice that the bed's not made on both sides?
Does he find one hair out of place?
that.
One
Is
long
there one
pink
is
strand
there
hair.
any pink hair on the bed?
But as you all kind of go about doing, is there anything specific during the 7 hours you have into the gala that you want to do?
No, I think just like prepare, relax. Like it's going to be like a very, I don't know, should be happy, but we're also there to like deliver a mission. So I want to like be focused. So I want to like take this day to like relax and prepare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's
we're-
sort of like
we're
the
relaxing.
mood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
I will say I do try on my tuxedo,
You have to come out and show.
and I come out and show, but I also plan on wearing like my shoulder holsters and my side holsters as well on my hip.
okay.
Oh, you look so good, Cal.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Impressive. Can you swing your guns in that?
Can I? And I just flip out my revolver, my magical revolvers, spin them on my index fingers, stowing them, and then quickly coming up and pulling out the other normal revolvers.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like if anything happens, I'll be ready.
Cue the spectral cowboy hat, Cal.
Alright. And they fit perfectly, Cal, and they're very comfortable and breathable. But definitely feels like the most expensive thing you've ever worn yourself before. But it was
I
all
used to clothes like this.
As you all marvel over Cal's new look and relax for the rest of the day, Horatio, you walk up to the Corporis Arcana registration building and step inside. The moment that you do, everyone kind of takes a look at you and immediately stop what they're doing and just kind of looks over to you and gives you like a Master Dularian. Versus before it was always busy, no one paid you mind. Seems now everyone's alert and acknowledges your presence and is giving you all a head nod before continuing with what they were doing.
Yeah, Horatio just continues, doesn't say anything to any of them, just continues towards the info desk.
And the same gnomish magistrate is there, and with his stuck-up attitude, he looks up and then notices it's you. He goes, what can I do for... Master Dularian Kane, how can I help you?
Hi, do you guys have any spells available that you're just throwing away?
We certainly don't throw away spells, and we don't keep spells in the registration. You'll have to go up to the Corporis Arcana headquarters, the school, in order to look up other spells. They do have a library full of spells, though, and as someone as great as yourself, from what Judean has transponded onto us, I'm sure you'll have access to any spell you wish to please, as within the Corporis' libraries.
All right, thank you. Can you get me access to the school, please?
Certainly, I'll let Master Judean know. And he goes and steps back and does what you can see obviously is a sending spell. And then moments later, you hear in your head, Horatio Dularian Kane, do you wish to come up to the Corporis Arcana? I can send a gate for you.
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Then hold on and I will send one for you. Walk through and you will be in my office. And this is too annoying. I will give you something that will allow you to enter and open up a gate to the Corporis on your own. Unless you know any spells that can take you here. I'm sure someone as powerful as yourself does not need the aid of magical items.
I know a spell, but I'm not just gonna use it to come over here when you can give me an item.
Fair enough.
I assume that like this conversation is happening as I
Over.
step through the...
Oh, well, it hasn't opened yet, and this is several, he's casting, sending spells several times to have a small conversation with you. This is just mere child's play for a archmage.
Yeah.
But eventually, after this small conversation, you see the similar doorway open up. Everyone kind of scurries to the side, and the space-time splits apart, showing you a light, and in the distance you see what seems to be the outside area of the Corporis. And then, yes, you can step through.
I would step through at that moment.
All right, and then you appear. You see the outside of the Corporis, and the shifting of reality spins around you as you land directly inside of what seems to be the familiar office of Judean Sunfell, who looks up at you. Alara's not there. He's just standing there in his familiar robes, and he looks and says, "Welcome, Horatio Dularian Kian. How can I be of service to you?" And he says he's handing over a ring.
He grabs the ring. Is this gonna get me here?
Yes, no need for you to attune to it. It actually can work for any Corporus member, and that's the only thing you need to activate it. You will be brought to the entrance of the Corporus Arcana when using so.
Alright, good to know.
You don't have to worry about alerting me to open up a gate for you. It's just more convenient.
You're right. I was surprised when I spoke to the receptionist and he had to contact you to get me access up here.
Not anyone can give one of these rings. Only someone who is in the upper echelons or the Archmage himself or herself can bestow one of these. So he did the right thing. So the gala is soon. Are you prepared?
Yes, I heard some robes arrived for me.
Oh, you received them? I was hoping that your house automaton would be able to get it to you. Yes, I feel you are now an official Corporus member, higher than all the other people of your friends and your peers, so you should dress the part.
I came to see if there were any spells I can freeload off of you. And he begins walking towards... where did the individual say they were at?
He says just be at their many libraries.
So I would start walking to one of the libraries.
Okay. He goes. He turns to you and says, "Don't spend too much time now. The gala is only in 7 hours. Don't be late."
I won't be late. Don't worry.
Okay. So you make your way, and you don't really know this level of the Corporus as well as you know the other Corporus chapters, but they're all built similarly. So roll me an investigation check. See if you can just find your way around.
Do. Do I have advantage or no?
Yes, I'll give you advantage because you know the general layout. So yes.
29.
29. Nice. So you walk your way up the winding paths of the Corporus Arcana. Doors open up where they shouldn't have. You see mages coming out of walls and talking to each other, carrying books. You pass by many doorways. Some of them locked, or I should say, you pass many doorways, and then every time you get to one area that's a forbidden area, there's always some type of Corporus guard. It says, "Master Dularian, we're so sorry. This is a forbidden area for the upper echelons and the Archmage themselves. Apologies." And you and every time you get to a section, you're greeted by a similar guard who says very respectful and nicely to you that you're not allowed past this point. But alas, finally you do manage to find 2 large double doors, made out of wood, that open up and creak as you pull it open. And inside you immediately smell the stench of book binding and leather back as you look up and see multiple tiers of 10, 15, 20, you can't even count at this point, of just stairs of floors of books upon books upon books. And there are tons of wizards in here writing down spells, doing small little spells in open areas, and practicing and doing just general studying within it. But and it's not quiet as in no one's talking. People are chanting spells and doing things like that, but no one's having banter or conversation.
So the spell I would look for, if I have the ability to look for any spell that I want, is Dark Vision.
Okay, so let's roll me a D100. Roll me a D100. And,
did it count? Nope.
40. Okay. Doesn't take you very long. You notice that a lot of spells are separated by their school of magic and their power level. So walking throughout this and passing other people who are practicing in corners, some people are actually setting things on fire and they're like, "Oh," and they start putting it out. But you eventually do find the section with D, 2nd level, transmutation section, and you see that the Dark Vision spell is there written.
Is there a way to maybe purchase up here the materials to write a spell?
The materials to write a spell here in the Corporus. There's not a store here. I mean, you can ask Judain or some random person if you want, but there is no store up in the Kapoor Sarkana.
Right. So I would look for one that seems to be having a hard time figuring something out. If I need to make an insight, I will.
Nope. There's several people who are having a hard time figuring things out.
So I would just go to the nearest one and see if I can help them out.
Okay, so it seems like when you're looking over their head and they're looking at this book full of spells, it looks like they're trying to do basic bonfire spell and trying to create, and it just doesn't seem to be going off. And like when you walk over, it is a human woman, clad in just normal acolyte clothes, as she's trying to use her fingers and shoot this spell to create the bonfire. Things are catching on fire, and she immediately is like stomping it out when it does. So just a little singe area next to her. And she's like, "Oh!"
I mean, I personally wouldn't know, but what would Horatio notice that she's doing wrong?
Roll me a Arcana check.
Ooh, 13.
13. You're not really catching what she's doing per se wrong, but it's just the way her hands are moving, the somatic components to it just doesn't seem quite right. That's about all you can glean from a 13.
I tried to help her. I move on to the next.
Oh, so did you not actually try to help her? I mean, you just saw this.
If I would try to help her if I can. I just don't see what she did wrong. So.
You look so.
I would probably approach her and be like, maybe rework the motion of your hands and the somatic components.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm sorry. And she looks up over you and she goes, hi there.
I shake my hand and say Horatio, and I extend my hand out. Rather.
And she goes, and she like puts her hair behind her left ear and goes, I know who you are. And she goes and doesn't look at you in the eye and holds your hands. And my name is Jaina.
Jaina, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Horatio. I heard that you recently became a Kapoor's member. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to the day that I can ascend as well.
Thank you. Just keep working hard and you'll get there.
I will. Thank you. My somatics. I suck at using the hand motions. But thanks, I'll focus on that more.
All right. And he'll say, if you don't mind, actually, I need some materials to write a second level spell. I can pay you for it. If you would happen to have extra.
No worries. I have, and she goes into her bag and she puts out the paper and the ink and everything, enough for one level 2 spell. And he goes, on me, don't worry about it. It's just an honor that you would even talk to me and help me out.
All right. Thank you. Jaina, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she says,
All
smiling, pushing her hair back behind her ear again.
All right, thank you. And Horatio goes to write the spell.
Okay. So you go ahead and you have the components, so you go ahead and write them within the corpus, taking the hours to place it into your book.
How long would it take? It would take 2 hours?
It'll take 2 hours, and transmutation, so since you're abjuration, you don't get any extra.
Yeah, exactly. Since I'm an abjure, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now it's 1 o'clock-ish.
Yep, yeah, I would say fair. It's around 1 o'clock.
Okay, so then I would spend the 2 hours here doing so, and then immediately head back to the mansion.
Oh, all right. So after finishing up there, you use the go ahead, and do you stop at anywhere, or are you just going to use the ring to go back to your last location?
No, I don't stop anywhere else.
Okay. Using the ring, you're trying to see how it works. You go ahead and start playing around with it, and just the will to wanting to go back, the ring begins to activate. Another arcane gate opens before you, and stepping through it, you arrive right back where you teleported from before, which was the Corpus Arcana registration building, and everyone jumps up when they see your presence, and the one gnome goes, "Why every time do they have to come unannounced?"
What is your name?
My name is Finn. He says.
Finn. I'll make sure that I let you know every time before I arrive, alright?
Well, if I'm on duty, that would be great, but if not, then it doesn't matter. Sorry to be of any disturbance, Master Horatio. Thank you. And he goes back towards to his work.
And Horatio says, alright. And he'll leave. Kind of trying not to make eye contact with anyone.
Okay. Doesn't matter because they're all staring at you as you leave, and you try not to make eye contact.
Yeah.
But the situation is awkward enough, and you walk out of the door, closing it behind you, and start to make your way back to the manor. And it's an uneventful walk back, but everyone else is kind of relaxing as you enter in there. The automaton comes up and approaches you. Your clothes have been placed in your bedroom by Master Cal, Master. If you wish to need anything, please let me know.
All right, thank you. I will. You're dismissed. And he walks past them.
Goodbye, Master, and he goes back into the wall. But for the most part, you head back into your room and find your clothes there and the opulence of this magus outfit of a Corporis Arcana. And the rest of you relax, and the hours go by one until eventually it reaches close to 7 o'clock. Not exactly 7 o'clock, as that's the time you were to get there, but it gets to be around like 6 o'clock into the evening, and you realize it's about time that you should be heading off towards the gala. All right, you all gather your things. Are you all getting dressed here before heading off to the gala?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I never got undressed.
Oh, okay.
Actually. I've just
Man
been.
put his musk all over it.
Yeah, I'm in a full Gleam Elite wear, and I'm also wearing my sash across me, my spear holder with Caliburn. behind.
Minako is ready an hour before we have to go, and it takes her over an hour to get ready. So she starts getting ready at like 4 o'clock.
Okay, and you're adorning that black dress with the lace gloves that was purchased for you at the shop, and you look quite dashing. And it fits perfectly because it had to be tailored to you there.
I also would like to have a small pouch, just sort of like tucked in my side, since obviously we're not wearing our full backpacks.
Mm-hmm.
In the pouch, I would like to bring a few components and maybe a potion of healing as well, just in case it's needed.
Okay.
I got robes, right?
Yeah, you have these.
So I can have my books in there, my spell book in there, and
Yes.
it won't be noticeable.
Yeah, there's definitely all wizards bring their spell books, hidden or not. There's an easy way for you to put it within.
There's like book holsters for wizards.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
The only thing we can bring one little thing with us.
Yes, I would put my book holster, my component pouch holster in my Corporis Arcana robes.
Minako is bringing just her wand and the robe.
Duran is bringing he's gonna put on his Gleam outfit as well, and he's just gonna probably bring a small pouch with him if he can, with a potion in it. But he's also gonna bring 2 daggers smuggled on his person, and I'd be happy to make checks to hide those daggers on my person with like sleight of hand or stealth or whatever you would like, Dungeon Master. A check is necessary or required.
Oh no, a check is not necessary if you're just hiding it within places like in your shoes and all that. You could just place them in there. No check required.
And what I'm doing is with all of the other stuff, I'm putting that in the portable hole, rolling that up and like tucking that in my pocket. So like my backpack and all of my other shit is still in me, but like I have all of my stuff, but it's in the portable hole.
Okay. Is Chastafol out or in the portable hole?
Chastifold is in the holster on my back.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm still wearing that because I feel like it's elegant, and I'm not going with Chastafol Caliburn.
Yeah,
without
Caliburn. We will.
So, yeah, I will be keeping Caliburn in the newly minted holster and bringing that with me. So that's like slung over my back.
Okay. So, you all are complete getting ready and meet up in the large foyer hall area that is the front area of the mansion, and you all see each other in your beautiful garbs. Duran and King dressed in the traditional Galeem outfits with feathers and the robish feather garment that's been altered slightly with sashes around them to give them more of a regal presence that match both Duran and Cal, so their outfits blend together, albeit they're different designs. But they're still from Galeem and still have that one sash that makes the entire appearance cohesive. You all see Horatio dressed almost as elegantly as you see Judean in a large dress. Also, are you wearing the what's the word? The circlet, Horatio?
Yeah, he would have put everything on.
All right, yeah. So you have the circlet with the boost.
Actually, sorry, before he would have put it on, he would have done a detect magic and an identify on it. I forgot to mention that.
Okay, so you go ahead and cast your. You detect magic onto it. Are you using a spell or just? Well, you can just ritual do them because you.
I could, yeah, because this is before, so
Yeah.
I would ritually do it.
All right, so you realize that it is indeed spelled with enchantment magic. And then forth using the identify to figure out what it is, you see that it has been enchanted with protection magic, which raises your AC by 1.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nothing else onto it.
Nothing else. So I only picked up that enchantment magic.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
The circlet itself is just a circlet with a sapphire embedded into it. Nothing magical about it.
All right. Yeah. So I would be wearing the whole spiel.
Oh, casting identify, you would also know the properties. You do realize this will only last. The magic in this enchantment is only will last 24 hours before it needs to be recharged by whoever cast the magic on it or however. But nevertheless, you all meet up and see each other in this ensemble, all dressed to the heavens, as beautiful as you look. And you all, the automatons comes out of the wall and says, "You all look splendid, simply splendid for the gala. Now remember, the gala is located in the Noble District. In order to get to the Noble District, you have to take the specific tram, which can be located on the eastern side of the Light District. When showing your invitations, it will lead you further in." Because you all notice that although the city is a circle and it will be easier just to go from the where you are and then continue forward, you would have to pass through the Noble District, which is not allowed. So like Cal had to go all the way back to the Gray District and then walk around purposely, because it is forbidden for any of those who are not by invitation to pass into the Noble District, as you know, Cal.
Correct.
But nevertheless, the automaton goes like, "Well then, hope you have a pleasant time at the gala. Be safe, and please be on your best behavior."
Oh, I make sure I have the letter, or who has? I'll make sure someone has the letter. To
Horatio has the letter.
Which letter? So you have the invitation, and then you have the letter for him.
And I have the letter. Yeah.
Okay. So Horatio carries both the letter and the invitation.
Should we split that up? Now I feel like we should.
I would give the letter to King because he is better with the cordial stuff.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll be the one who presents this to the King Terminus.
Okay. So you all walk together out of the threshold of the mansion and begin to head your way towards the direction that the automaton showed. And then a lot of people are out in the streets at this time, and they see you dressed in this fashion coming out there, and people are visibly staring, possibly assuming you are going to the gala. There are select few other people that you passively perceive who are walking in the same direction that you are going, who are also dressed just as well as you are.
Okay, so it's not weird for like elite people to be walking through the city. We wouldn't have
Right.
gotten a ride. Okay,
All right.
We'll do what the Thelos, like the Thelosians.
Well, let me phrase it this way: the people you see who are coming out of buildings or establishments are hopping into their brooms or some type of flying apparatus and flying in that direction. You guys would be the only ones walking.
How long is it from where we are to there? Because if that's the case, I'm not gonna walk.
About 20-minute walk.
Okay, so I'm not gonna walk in our fancy clothes. That's ridiculous. I'll say I didn't realize how far away this was. Let's see if we can. And then I'll be like, wait a minute, they're just flying, and I'll point to someone like with a gown like floating in the air, like clearly she's wearing a gown.
Exactly.
I'll be like, okay, if they're using magic to get there, then so am I. And shall I summon us a ride? Let's arrive in style.
Absolutely.
You can do that?
Yeah, you've rode on Caliburn's unicorns before. I'll unsheath my spear and I'll hold it forth and I'll say, Caliburn, arise! And then I'll throw it up and have it spin and break into its 5 pieces
Okay.
and summon our steeds.
And 5 beautiful unicorns appear once again in front of you, and everyone who's looking already is like, "Oh!" And they look back in shock because you're just summoning unicorns in the middle of the streets. But nevertheless, hopping on, you all get on them and begin majestically riding your way to the direction of the automaton. And you are...
Unicorns fly?
No, the unicorns do not fly.
I mean, you got fly, right? Cast that at a high enough level and they might.
I'm not spending my 7th level on making sure that some unicorns fly.
All right.
It'd be
So
pretty
anyway,
cool if you did.
It would be dope, not before the gala though.
Okay. But
okay, so I'll use that to speed up our arrival and also make us seem more majestic and grand.
all right. So you all run, gallop, making a huge scene. If no one knew you were there before, they totally know you were here now. And you make your way towards the tram that was heading directly into the Noble District. While there are several other people flying directly there, most people are landing here and arriving in style in this tram. You see like a small procession of people all dressed up and standing in front of a staircase. And the staircase is the most opulent, over hyperbole of a tram that you've ever seen. It's almost glittering like it's made out of gold, etched with diamonds and all other types of jewels into the outside. The doors and handles are extremely expensive looking, and the seats on the inside are extremely velvety and cushioned, and the actual atmosphere inside is temperature controlled, giving you this sense of just comfortability that you haven't felt in a little bit. But nevertheless, everyone, you arrive in your unicorns and hop off, and everyone just like, "Oh my word!" And they all look out over to you, up and down, and you cause quite the scene.
Once we've all dismounted, I will, with a flourish, call forth Caliburn and resheath it into my majestic holster.
Okay, and in doing so, go ahead.
Oh, is there like a line?
Yes, it's not really a line, more of just like amoeba-like lines. People just hanging.
Everyone's
kind of-
sort of
yeah.
crowded around.
Yeah, crowded
Yeah,
around.
we're not quite on the tram yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Eventually, you see a gentleman wearing a nice uniform with a square hat on top of it step up. He has a baton underneath his left arm that he's holding with both hands and says, "The tram is now open. Please step in, take your seats, and we'll be arriving at Castle Thelos momentarily." And everyone begins to get up and start to move. Everyone's talking about you. You can't, with your passive perception, people are just like, "Who are they? Well, I don't know. Unicorns? Who do they think they are?" And people are just kind of going back and forth.
Minako will sheepishly ask Horatio if she can hold his hand.
Yeah, it's fine.
She will.
And he'll go and hold her hand.
You go ahead and lock hands, and all of you notice them holding hands as you all step on top of the staircase, entering one by one, or 2 by 2. It's wide enough for you to do that if you're holding hands, into the tram that is large enough to fit. There's not a lot of people here, but it is large enough to fit everyone comfortably on one of these velvet seats that has its own compartment where you can open and close and have privacy.
Is it like a magically spatial? Like it looks like a small tram and we walk in and it's like mini separate rooms for everyone to just go walk and sit in?
Yeah. Yes. That's a good way to put it. It is definitely
And
large
they're all
on the
like-
inside.
And they're all like velvety and nice. And there's like a common area, but like some people can go into like a private booth if they want. Like,
Exactly.
you know.
Your seats are the private booth area, and there's a common area where there's drinks and bar where everyone else can kind of meet and talk.
I'll proudly grab Duran's hand and follow behind Minako and Horatio. And as we pass the guard, I'll say, about how long does it take to arrive to the castle?
They'll say it will take approximately 20 minutes to arrive at the castle gates. From there, you will be let in through a special door that will take you immediately to the ballroom for the gala.
Thank you.
He does speak to you and says, "Please enjoy hors d'oeuvres and snacks and the music as we are setting for arrival and departure shortly."
Thank you. And I'll go in.
Okay. So you all go in and find like an area where you all can sit and be together. And eventually, after a few moments, you hear an announcement coming through the tram. Everyone, the tram will now be moving. Next up, Castle Thelos and the Grand Gala of King Terminus. And then the tram begins to shake and move much smoother and calmer than the actual public tram, and begins moving closer and closer towards the castle that's in the center of this city. As it starts to move, you all feel a thick wall, kind of or a wall of energy come upon you as you pass through, and even some of the nobles are like, "Ooh," and they kind of cough and kind of move themselves and correct themselves, so they didn't seem like they had like that moment of weakness. All of you are either magically enough or next to someone magical enough to take this weight off of you, so you don't feel any of the negative effects. And that would only be Duran, actually. But Duran, you don't feel anything. You don't explode. And you head off. Looking through the windows, you can see that the area, although it was beautiful, the light district, you cross over what seems to be a large lake made out of the sapphire sparkling waters that you saw at the shore, and then jumping in and out of the water, you see are strange aquatic creatures with fins and mermaid-like tails as they jump up and wave at you from the distance. Some people you see on the other side waves to them, but most people just don't pay them any mind. But they all like hop out like porpoises waving at you as you go over the lake, until you see ahead of you this large castle that sparkles and brims with energy. There are hundreds of windows that adorn the front surface side that you can see that you're heading towards. There is a large gate that reaches up probably 100 feet, but there's a large opening in the gate where the tram is heading to. And then eventually everything goes dark as you pass into the tunnel of the tram until you're on the other side. On the other side, it is a large garden that you can see beneath you as the tram comes to a halt. There are beautiful trees sprawl around in different flora and fauna between the castle and in the garden. So it's just almost as if it's its own city itself. The tram doors open up and everyone starts to leave them one by one, and then you are guided through this staircase down the stairs, and the staircase is made out of stone, and it's a little bit claustrophobic kind of, but everyone's kind of chatting with themselves or chatting about you until you eventually reach the bottom. At the bottom, the doorway opens up and you can clearly hear loud sound of music emanating and coming out of the castle itself. There's one more doorway that you see people are going through, but they're being stopped as they get to the door. When it's your turn, the one attendant wearing a black and green suit stares at you and says, "Can I see your invitation?"
Horatio would then pull out the invitation and hand it.
He lifts it up, looks at it. "Oh, Corporus and company, welcome. Please step in and be teleported directly to the gala."
Thank you. And then Horatio would say, "After you," and holds the door for Minako and everyone else.
In we go.
Okay, and as you walk in one by one, you cross the threshold into the door, and then it's a little discerning for you and uncomfortable because you were outside in a garden area looking up at the castle, and as soon as you walk in, you are in this grand ballroom. As you walk into the ballroom, you all catch your breath. Never has a space made you feel so small, with its crystal chandeliers spiraling down from the arching sky blue ceiling, illuminating the glimmering golden walls, and a floor so polished it looked like an ice over lake. It's not just the ballroom. Men and women sparkle like diamonds adorned with jewelry and colorful outfits as wafts of rose, hyacinth, and jasmine float across the room. A band plays orchestral music as there are two tables on the left and right hand side of the ballroom filled with a plethora of unique treats and finger foods. An opulent staircase at the back of the hall leads up to two large mahogany doors. At this point, it's not packed, but there are a lot of nobles there. All of them talking to themselves, having chatter. Crossing in front of you, though, or in front of where you see everyone stopping at like a point before they're let into the majority of the ballroom, is a guard with a sword, and he walks up to you. Please remove all weaponry and place them here on the table. And there's a table next to him where they will be magically placed in a concealed dimension where you can retrieve after leaving the Gala. And he does look back at Chastaful that's longer than King itself on his back, but it looks like a spear.
Minako will produce her wand.
Okay. He places the wand, and as it goes onto the table, it disappears, leaving just a small little cloth talisman with the symbol of the wand on it. And he hands it to you.
Thank you.
And he looks at everyone else. Please retreat, put down your weapons, and they will be teleported into a separate dimension, which you can retrieve after the Gala.
Horatio would say, isn't the corporeus exempt from this?
And he said, he looks over to you. If it's for your magical books and spell books are allowed to enter anything that can be deemed as an actual weapon, such as the gentleman's staff there. And then
but look at me, I'm so frail. I don't actually use it as
remove
a weapon.
the weapons before entering the Gala.
Focus.
It will be sent to an alternate dimension where it will be retrieved from you upon leaving the Gala.
Wait, so you don't actually want my wand?
I think
Duran will step forward and hand over his blades. Which are Firethorn at this point.
Okay.
Just Firethorn.
Okay.
That's the only blades he hands over.
Alright. Firethorn teleports, and the same thing happens. You get the talisman of dual-bladed scimitar.
Horatio would hand over the staff of Alsalar, I guess.
Okay, and the staff itself does the same. Oh, is that so? Would you be carrying the staff of Alsalar? I'm assuming it's not in your bag of holding or anything like that.
Actually, yeah, no, it would be in the bag of holding.
Or the portable hole. I mean,
no, it would be in his bag of holding. So I don't even think I brought it.
Oh, so if you didn't bring the bag of holding, then it's back in the.
No, King has the bag of holding, doesn't he?
King has a portable hole.
King has.
Oh, right, bag of holding. Darn.
I'll go to put it down, but as I put down the sheath, I would like to try and break up it into pieces and like pull the pieces out of the mesh, like out the side, so I can have the pieces sort of hide in my costume.
So
if I see him trying to do that, can I try to sleight of hand those pieces?
These pieces are quite large.
One piece.
Yeah, no, like it's gonna.
Nah.
You're going to be noticed trying to do what you're doing, and there's a line behind you at this point.
Oh God.
Then
Okay,
Durandus
fine.
holds King's hand. He says, "It will be okay."
Okay, fine, and I'll put it down.
Okay. And the symbol of Kalimburn appears in front of you in the form of the talisman that you grab up.
I will take it and hold it tightly.
Okay. Anyone else giving anything else?
The only one left is Cal, but I don't think Cal's gonna give his weapon.
I give up my non-magical pistols.
Okay. You go ahead and take out your front holsters. So they're holstering the sides of you, right? All four of the pistols. So like if you were to brand lift up your coat or something, that they will all show, correct? Or were you actually trying to hide two of the pistols?
Well, two of them are on shoulder holsters, which are not visible underneath of a tuxedo jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And I will hand the non-magical ones, which I will say were holstered at my belt.
Okay. You take out your two non-magical ones from your belt, put them on the table, and they disappear in the same fashion. You receive the ticket, and he just proceeds to have you all step forward. And as you do so one by one, you're not stopped. So Cal, you still have your two magical pistols, and he continues to go and do the same motion for everyone else behind him. Most people don't have weapons, so they're kind of just passing by. But you guys step forth into the Gala as several people around eating, chatting, and it seems to have a merry time. There's even some people dancing to the music as the band is playing in the corner, and it seems to be pretty merry, though nothing has started yet. After hanging out for about 10 minutes, the lights dim slightly, and you hear the music hush down to a low lull, and everyone's focus looks on towards the top of the steps, where you hear and one of the guards step up and holds up his sword. It is with my honor that I present our host, His Grace, His Majesty, Protector of Thelos and all of Duskhaven, the chosen, the powerful, the righteous, Thaddeus Requiem Terminus, only son of Pedigree Terminus. And as he says this, the door open up, and out of the darkness, nothing happens. Just kind of like a cold wind blows through it. And he says again, I present His Majesty Thaddeus Requiem Terminus. And nothing happens. And then at this point, you see several of the attendants who are inside of the actual gala looking really hectic, and they're running around, and there's just this weird silence that is within the room.
What? What does this mean?
Where's the king? Why isn't he appearing?
This doesn't bode well.
The lights turn back up, and the one of the guards yells out, Please excuse us, we have matters to deal with. Enjoy the gala. King Terminus will be with us shortly. And as all the attendants sprawl out and go into different rooms, and everyone's kind of like in a strange hush, and there, we will take a break.
Ooh, drama.
Ooh, on a mystery.
Hey there, Dungeon Delvers. Thank you for listening. I would like to take this time to thank all of the wonderful people who helped bring Descent into the Void, a tale of D20s to life. Starting with Frank Freire, who designed our character art, Kyle Misko, who collaborated on the main, mystical, and night theme songs, Manuel Lapuca, who collaborated on our battle and adventuring theme song, Jan Rosa for the use of their original soundtracks, David Chappell for the use of his End of Silence, A World of Color soundtrack, MFY for the use of their Dragon Castle Symphony for Duran's theme song, and Danny.Phantom.01 for creating the Liberator's full art. You can find more about these wonderful artists on our website, ataleofd20s.com. Now click on to part 2, and let's continue our epic tale.